Who is the one in charge of your life? Who is your master? Let's talk about that. Look, I got my 5 minutes of Frankie.
Oh, you got it.
Look, I'll put it in the candle. On Friday! Yeah. Good morning, beautiful people. It's Friday!
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so, come at you a little early today. We have to go to Dunkin' Donuts. We have to go to Dunkin' Donuts.
We have to drop the car off.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's it.
But.
So, you're either going to be mastered by sin, or you're going to be mastered by somebody, or you're going to be mastered by an opinion, or a direction, or a worldview, or you're going to be mastered by God, or you're going to... Something has to be above you to lead you in direction. For some odd reason, humankind has to be led by something. If you're led by yourself, if you're led by the government, if you're led by money, or if you're led by, your spouse or your kids or education, or just fill in the blank. We never can be alone in what our direction is. Something has to lead us. And if we just acknowledge that, that would be so much better. Instead of trying to say, oh no, I don't need anybody. If you come right down to it, you're going to master over yourself no matter what, right? Something's going to be master over you. So, the Bible challenges us that we can give up that master over ourselves and actually give it to God. And when we do that, it opens a whole world of wonderful blessings. Now, I'm not saying physical blessings. When people hear that in the world, they're like, oh, we're going to get tons of money. We're going to have no more doctor bills. We're going to be perfect. Well, yeah, perfect spiritually, not perfect physically, mentally, or emotionally. But it does help out when you're with God to make that a little bit easier. So, 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 19 says this. It's very interesting. When you read 2 Peter, read that. It's only like 3 chapters. It's really short. But it definitely hits home. It really is all about what has you in its clutches. And if you're in the clutch or the master of sin, you better be careful and come back. Let me just read it. They promise them freedom. This is the people that become Christians and then they're like, oh, I can still sin and do whatever I want, and I'm gonna not worry about God or that He's master over me. Okay, I'm saying it that I'm a Christian, but my actions don't match it. My heart doesn't match it. So here we go. They promise them freedom, but they themselves are slaves to corruption. For whatever overcomes a person, to that he is enslaved. So these are the Christians that are wolves in sheep's clothing. They act, they smell, they look like Christians, but they are drawing people to be enslaved again in sin. They draw people in to make them slaves of what they want. And they bring them down into corruption. So that's why I keep saying to my congregation, it is not me that you need to follow. It is the chief shepherd. It is Jesus. If you follow Jesus and if you read the Bible, then you're going to correct me. I'd rather be corrected and not be followed than be followed and have all the money in the world. I don't want people to go to hell because of me. I want them to go to heaven because of Jesus. And so I'm trying to do as much as what Jesus tells me, but I point to Jesus. I don't point to myself. And I think in the church today, we have a lot of pastors, we have a lot of preachers, we have a lot of ministers who say, no, follow me. Follow my opinion. Follow my interpretation. Follow what I want you to do. And they're enslaving people in sin again. They're enslaving people as love of money, love of themselves, love of, look what I can do. Love of, well, if God doesn't give me a blessing, then I'm not really a Christian. Or if I don't have a rich house or I'm healthy all the time, then God really doesn't love me. Just read your Bible. None of that's in there. And so they turn to Christianity for the money or for the prestige, and then they lead people down the wrong path again. And they didn't even change. So we have to be careful. We have to look at the Bible and look at Jesus and compare everything that we believe, everything that we hear out of people's mouths. Everything has to be compared and looked at the Bible level. We can't just trust everybody. I mean, God says the heart is corrupt above all other things in this world. And so if we follow our heart, then it's corrupt. If we follow our brain, then that switches all the time. If we follow our feelings, that switches all the time. But there's one foundation that never switches, and that's Jesus. And so I'd rather be him being my master than sin, than myself, than my pride, than my ego. I'd rather have none of that and follow Jesus. So my encouragement for you today is be careful who you follow, because you can be enslaved again. And I'm talking to Christians here. You could be enslaved again by sin if you follow the wrong path. Stop that. I'm going to have a spray bottle. Stop that. Follow Jesus. So my encouragement for today, are you really following Jesus? Read the Bible. Follow Jesus. Don't follow anybody else. I love you. Jesus loves you too. You have a great Friday weekend. Yeah.